Hey guys, about to go into the first round of a Battle for Zendikar draft. Drafted a deck with some strong cards, but not a whole lot of synergy, and we'll see how that treats us. Obviously, it's can end up really well when you have power, but this is definitely a format that rewards synergy, and we did not end up with a whole lot of it. But this is a very good hand. We have all three of our colors. We have turn one Sludge Crawler into lots of other fun stuff. We'll be able to play Kozilek's Channeler in turn four, for example, which is definitely very good. And our Lifespring Druid will set us up to be able to play basically anything in our deck should it survive. And we'll ingest something early. We do have two processors, so it doesn't hurt. All right, we will play Sludge Crawler first, of course. Inverse Conditions is kind of an interesting card. I mean, it's a card that can help you get through for critical, like the lethal damage. But it's also a card that can. Is he going to play? Man, I was hoping he wouldn't play a 2-drop. But we'll. I don't want to play my Evolving Wilds. Although, honestly, there's no reason to pump my Sludge Crawler here. So if he trades, he trades. So let's see if he wants to trade. All right, he doesn't. I think I'm okay with that. It may mean he's going to hit us pretty hard. Boiling Earth main board is actually pretty good against our deck. I'm going to play Evolving Wilds here so we can search for whatever it is we want. I may just get a second island because then it guarantees we can play our Guardian of Tazim even if Lifespring Druid dies. He may be about to swing at us for 5, which won't feel good, but you know, I think I'm okay with it on the whole. It means he's spending his turn doing that, and that means, yeah, so that's what he's going to do. All right. Is this an ally? No. All right, we go down in life. We'll play our Druid this turn, and then our Channeler next turn. Assuming our Druid lives. We'll sack our Wilds. Should I get the Swamp for the Grip of Desolation? Or the island. I mean, it's more likely we draw a swamp, so I think I actually do get the island here. All right, Malakir Familiar is not bad, but I think we still would rather play out our Lifespring Druid. I think I leave Sludge Crawler back now. He's ingested one thing. I think that's enough for me. And I'll just play the Druid. If he chooses to attack with it now, and getting in for that little bit of damage I don't think was really going to matter. We're going to end up losing by 1 life now. So yeah, Channeler. Let's see if he does this thing. He does not. So he's got another play, which isn't super surprising. All right, Nettle Drone. Some of our removal would be nice. Nettle Drone, definitely a problem card for us. I think I swing with Sludge Crawler this turn. Silent Skimmer is pretty nice. But yeah, I'll swing with our Sludge Crawler here. All right. So I could play the Skimmer, who's a good blocker, but I think playing the Channeler is just bigger. It'll allow us to do more with our mana later. And he's also a good blocker, obviously, so it seems pretty good to me. I'll hold on to the island for now, because if we draw a Guardian of Tazim, we'll get more value out of holding on to the island. So I think that's worth keeping in mind. I mean, because we have our mana dude in play, we could play it and then play the island. Locking down that Nettle Drone at this point would definitely be attractive. So we have 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 mana available to us, which is quite nice, I think. Boiling Earth would be good against his deck, too. What else did we ingest? We had a Boiling Earth and a Mountain. Okay. Not too bad. Boiling Earth would be pretty gross on our board right now. We'd hold on to our Channeler, but we'd get 2 for 1, so not amazing, obviously. But I like our board position and the stuff we have going on in our hand here. Okay, our opponent also running a 3rd color. I'm not sure if he's an ally deck. Those are like the 3 best colors for allies, but I can't tell if he's actually an ally deck or he's planning on doing something else. Looks like he's going to play something colorless, so seems pretty likely anyway. Slab Hammer. Okay, well, that is a pain, but not the end of the world or anything. All right, Valakut Invoker. Okay, well, we have our adverse conditions, which can basically shut down whatever he puts Slab Hammer on. That's pretty nice. Fertile Thicket. Don't think I play. I mean, I could play it, but I don't think I would use it. Although, getting to look at the top few cards and finding out where certain cards are on your deck does have a certain value to it. Malakir Familiar can also trade with anything, which is nice. I think I just swing with Sludge Crawler here. Opponent down to 1 card in his hand, which I'm pretty happy about. Yeah, I'll swing with the Crawler. If he decides to block, we can pump it enough. I mean, we'll have to tap our Channeler, but we can just play Silent Skimmer or just leave mana up for adverse conditions and be happy with that. Yeah, I didn't think he would block anyway. He hasn't been interested in blocking our Sludge Crawler so far, so we will ingest something. We had a Forest. So do we play Fertile Thicket here? Leave mana up. I have 6 mana here. If I play this, I have 7. So I can actually play my Familiar and keep mana up for adverse conditions. So I think that's actually what I do. I can actually even play Silent Skimmer and leave mana up for adverse conditions. So, because we have the 2 mana dorks. So I think that's probably what I do actually. You have to leave blue up. Although I guess we don't necessarily have to. But yeah, we'll play our Skimmer here. I guess Kozilek's Channeler is a little more than a mana dork, but, you know. So whatever he equips it to, we're going to use adverse conditions on, slow him down. That'll also make us swing a lot harder next turn. So pretty happy with that. So yeah, that seems pretty good at this point. And then, you know, he can swing with something, but it's not going to be especially devastating. Fertile Thicket's kind of a tricky card to figure out what to do with it here. All right. We'll make him go to combat first because he may play, you know, a creature with haste or something like that. Seems unlikely, but... And it doesn't happen, so unlikely it is. We're going to go adverse conditions. I think we want to tap down the Nettle Drone and although the Nettle Drone can untap, can't it? But he has to play a colorless spell. That's interesting. I guess I actually go after these two because the drone can untap fairly easily. And it also like makes him block with his Nettle Drone. So like if he wants to block something this turn. All right. So we get our Scion a rolling. See if he plays something in his second main phase. Okay. He's playing his Fertile Thicket. Let's see what he does with it. I think it's best not to play it, even though it gives me information. Because at this point, I don't really want to draw a land. And if I end up putting... I mean, you know, maybe I shouldn't be thinking about what ifs, but if I end up putting a really key card on the bottom of my library right now, I'm going to be pretty unhappy. Because you have to do it. If you look, you don't have to pick a land, but you have to do it. And that's not amazing. That, however, is amazing. Yeah, we have 3 of those in our deck. About time one of them showed up, I guess. I think we swing with everything and see what our opponent does. If he doesn't block, I'm not going to be like desperate to use complete disregard here. Okay. I mean, I kind of like to save my Lifespring Druid, I guess, but it's not ultra important. The reason I don't want to use complete disregard like right now is because he has mana for multiple tricks. So if he blocks and uses a trick, we can then complete disregard and kill the Nettle Drone. If he blocks and doesn't use a trick, that's not too bad. That's interesting. I'm okay with that trade, really. All right, he will do 1 to me. I mean, I can't actually pump it high enough. What I could do is complete disregard it, but I'll hold on to that for something down the road, I think. All right, we take our opponent down to 8, which is good, and his 2 creatures are tapped down. We're going to play our Fertile Thicket. We're not going to use its ability. And we're going to play Malakir Familiar. And we're going to end our turn. So we can't play or disregard. Actually, we can. Oh, no, we can. If I'd left black up, we could have. All right, Grove Rumbler. We can get it out of the way, so I'm not too concerned about it. Opponent has 1 card in his hand. And now he does not. So, I mean, he does, but he doesn't have mana. So we win. We use complete disregard and swing for lethal. So, yeah, we will go complete disregard. So power there, trumped synergy, certainly. Ended up working out there. Sideboarding. Our opponent doesn't have a lot of flyers, so bringing in our 3rd Silent Skimmer probably isn't ideal, even though it can block pretty well. Our opponent's deck is somewhat fast, but I feel like, once we get to our 3 drops and 4 drops, we can get ahead. I don't think I really want to bring anything in. Like, Merc Strider could be good against some opponents, but I don't think it's so good against this one. I don't think we want a second Demon's Grasp. So I think we just roll with what we have already. Got a very good hand that time. I mean, our deck does have things in place to have pretty good mana, so at least there's that, but we're not guaranteed. Like that hand, we had each of our colors and like a 1-drop and a 3-drop and basically a 4-drop because we could ramp into a 5-drop on turn 4. So that was one of our ideal hands, I think. Things probably won't go quite as smoothly going forward as indicated by this hand. I think we mulligan this. I mean, if we draw green, it's not bad, but we have to draw lands pretty quickly for it to be good, and we know that we get to scry on our next hand, so I think we definitely mulligan. And this is better, I would say. We can get black with this. We also get to scry. That is interesting. I think I want to draw land more, believe it or not, because yeah, I think we want to draw land more. Fertile Thicket. I wish we had a turn 1 Fertile Thicket. That'd be beautiful. It'd be a beautiful thing. All right, he's getting a Plains next turn. Hey, I got what I wished for, I guess. Except it's not as good. I mean, if it would replace my forest, it would be better. I guess I'll actually play the Thicket first, see what we can hit with it, and then that'll help me determine what to do with Evolving Wilds. We're not doing anything with 2 lands next turn anyway, so yeah, we'll play our Fertile Thicket. And we'll use its ability. We have an option of Island or Swamp. I think we take a Swamp, and then we'll get an Evolving Wilds for an Island. So we'll put Lifespring Druid, Swamp, Island. So we know where those things are for whatever that information may be worth later. Play our Evolving Wilds this turn and get a Swamp, I think. Good, our opponent got a slower start. Hey, we don't really need to do that now. I meant Island, because we put a Swamp on top. That makes sense. Yeah, we're getting an Island with our Evolving Wilds. And then we'll play our Lifespring Druid, and we can do turn 4 Kozilek's Channeler again, which is not bad. Do I want to kill that right now? I don't think I do. I think I'm okay with it messing me up for a little while. So we'll get an Island. I think it's better to try to start ramping into stuff. And it's not gonna. I mean, it's gonna hurt us some, but I think we can overcome that. We may have something better to complete disregard later, anyway. like something with a slab hammer on it. We go to 19. Like, I don't think I would trade here. Nah, there's no good reason to do that. So we'll go to 16 this turn if he swings. If he plays a slab hammer, I think it's 2 and 2, right? So he would hit me for 5. Still not too bad. I might then do something a little different than play Kozilek's Channeler, though. Like, hold on to our complete disregard and be ready to use it. But yeah, we'll take 3. Grove Rumbler would be pretty scary, but we can kill it with our complete disregard. So maybe that is what I do here. Sludge Crawler, huh? Interesting. I can tap my Lifespring Druid for black, play my Sludge Crawler, and then still keep up complete disregard. Could also just use adverse conditions, I guess. May even be better to use complete disregard now because his deck could have tricks in it in the colors he's in. We haven't seen them yet, but he does have basically all 3 playable tricks in his colors. Yeah, I think I go with my pay 1 black and play a Sludge Crawler. And then just use complete disregard now. There's not anything I can play with 1 mana, like no matter what. But yeah, we'll complete disregard this Grove Rumbler, and we'll end our turn. We'd probably take another 3 here, and maybe 4 if he plays a land, but I think that's okay in the long run. 15, okay. Yeah, we'll take 3. We go to 12. Don't play something big and scary. Ooh, that's bad. That is bad. Even when we have Grip of Desolation in play, that's bad. I mean, in our hand. Ugh. Yeah, From Beyond is a very, 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 very strong card. You probably don't need me to tell you that. I think we just bash with both our guys here and play Kozilek's Channeler. Hey, we had a Slab Hammer. I'm not too upset about that. And we'll play our Channeler. And I'll end my turn. He gets his Scion. Man. We could use some of our guys with Evasion right now to help us crank through, get through the extra damage. But at least our Grip of Desolation will kill something he ramps into, unless it's like Ulamog. Actually, it even kills Ulamog, doesn't it? It does. So that's good. Although, you know, he'd probably hit enough things that we couldn't cast our Grip, since Ulamog exiles 2 things when he casts it. So it's pretty gross. Pretty gross. See what he does here with his newfound mana. Ooh, that is gross. Hard to overcome that. That's a really great card. I've used it many a time in this format, and I think that's actually the first time I've had it used against me, but it was pretty perfect for our opponent right there. All right. If only I'd known I could have taken away his red would have made a difference there. I think we're in trouble in this one. That Serpentine Spike going to be real hard to overcome. We do have our Adverse Conditions and our Grip of Desolation, which are both good cards, but I don't know if they get us out of this situation. Yeah, we'll take 3 at this point. Ooh, we go to 4. Okay. I may need to grip now, because taking 1 damage every time he plays a land is pretty bad for us. I guess I'll do it. I should have done it, I guess, before we took the damage that turn. But we'll go ahead and hit Tunneling Geopede. And could have like Royal's Retribution. So I guess I'll hit a Plains. Okay, you're not awful. And I will play you as a 3/4, which can defend me for now. But we're eventually going to die to an army of Eldrazi Scions. So that'll be fun for us. Valakut Invoker, and he has basically enough mana to use it next turn because he can sack 2 Scions. So drawing more removal here would be ideal. Or Ruin Processor. I wouldn't mind Ruin Processor. That is not a Ruin Processor. So we're just dead. He hits me for 3, swings with both of these. I guess Adverse Conditions can buy me a little bit of time. So I guess that's probably what I end up doing here. He can't swing with both of those anyway if he decides to do that. Hold on to this card. We'll use our Adverse Conditions. It's not like he doesn't know we don't, or it's not like he doesn't know that we have it. So we won't be giving him any information he wouldn't have gotten otherwise. So, but yeah, we're pretty much dead to the Invoker in the very near future. From Beyond, hard card to beat. And enable them to spike a turn earlier. All right. That's interesting. I guess it makes sense, though. But I guess I'll use Adverse Conditions now. And we'll tap down the Invoker. Although, what are the chances he attacks with that Invoker? They're not great. But he'll just sacrifice the Scion that I target. So, yeah, we'll target the Invoker and a Scion that was not in play. Then gives us our own Scion for whatever good that may do us. But chances are he just sacrifices this, invokers us for 3, and then kills us next turn. But Ruin Processor would buy us a little bit of time, and removal, I guess, would too. Although not really, because he can swing pretty easily. So yeah, he can just wait till the end of my turn, ping me for 3, and then ping me for 3 again. So we need removal now. Or Ruin Processor, I guess. Not what we needed, so we scoop on to game 3. From Beyond is just a crazy strong card. That's probably the other. This is the other person who ended up in green, and they got a very good reason to do so in From Beyond. Okay, now that we've seen a little more of our opponent's deck, what do I do differently? I don't think we really have any, we don't have Creeping Mold or something like that to bring in, which would be worth bringing in once you see a From Beyond. But we didn't pick one up, so yeah, I think we just roll with it. Hope we don't see From Beyond this time, I guess. Or for better luck. Either of those. I guess not seeing From Beyond would be better luck. Because once he played that, it was pretty hard to overcome him. That plus the Serpentine Spike, I guess those two together were enough to make us just lose. We got 3 for 1 on that spike. We had the exact right creatures in play for him to spike us hard and really put us too far behind to get back ahead. Without, I guess we could have drawn our Brood Butcher, Ruin Processor, which I mentioned. There were a few cards we could have drawn that would have bought us some time at least, but we just didn't get them. We didn't get a lot of really strong cards in that game, which we do have several of in our deck, but we just didn't get them. Opponent is sideboarding. I'll be back with you when my opponent's back with me. All right, I would like to play first, and I think this is a keep. It's definitely a keep. We'll search up a forest with our Evolving Wilds, and yeah, be in pretty good business. We have one solid and one very good removal spell in our hand, which is important against this opponent. We use our Evolving Wilds to get us a forest. And we get another complete disregard, which I'm not unhappy to see. See if he drops a 2-drop here. He does. but it's not one that worries me a whole lot. I think I play our druid so that we know we can play like Silent Skimmer next turn if we need to. His deck doesn't seem to have enough colorless things in it for Kozilek's Channeler to be like super good. He kind of ended up like us with kind of having synergies, but not a huge number of them in his deck. He ended up playing Nettle Drone despite not running a massive number of or a huge number of colorless cards, for example. So we will take one here if he swings, and he does. See what he drops in second main phase. Shadow Glider. Okay, well, I'm glad I can play my Silent Skimmer here. And that's what I do, I think. Drawing more lands would definitely be good, but the Skimmer really holds things down for us pretty well right now, so. We have complete disregard. I mean, that may just be the plan, especially if we don't draw more lands. We can at least play Sludge Crawler and complete disregard, I guess, so. Ooh, he got us From Beyond again. At least this time we have an aerial way to win the game. Not something we had last time, but From Beyond, hard to overcome. We'll block one of these, of course, and take the other two. We'll take the two flying. I have a few ways to win in the air, actually, which I'm pretty happy about. Okay. So, I think I probably play Sludge Crawler. I could play a second Silent Skimmer, I guess. That's actually also very good. I think that is what I do. I mean, we get him on a pretty quick clock, and we have ways to deal with threats he plays, so I'm pretty happy about that. So yeah, we'll play Silent Skimmer number 2. Silent Skimmer, there you are. Draw land, we have mana for Demon's Grasp too, but our complete disregards can deal with threats he plays, as can our Demon's Grasp, and we can swing for 4 every turn in the sky, so that's not bad. If we play our Familiar, we can start swinging for 6 every turn in the sky, so pretty good. This is one of those cards that you just don't want to have to play against in this format. I'm not sure if I've ever lost when I've played it, or if I've ever won when my opponent played it. I'm not sure, but I think I haven't. So, that's not so good. Let's see what he's doing here. Slab Hammer. Okay, that's annoying. Certainly. Luckily, it gives us a nice, juicy target for a complete disregard next turn, but it means this turn we're going to have to take whatever he puts that on. Probably puts it on the Shadow Glider, I would guess. Yeah. So we'll take 4 from that, and if he's not going to attack with that, but if he did, we would take it, obviously. So interesting. I guess he doesn't really have a reason to leave it back, is what he's thinking. So, yeah, we'll block this, take 4. It's 2 mana, essentially, because of his Eldrazi Scion, so worth remembering that, I think. Does he have Outnumber now? No, Boiling Earth, huh? Okay, it's not great right now. It kills our Lifespring Druid, I guess, which is annoying, but we can survive that. Okay. I think what we do here is swing for 4. Would have been nice to be able to play Sludge Crawler this turn in addition, but we take him down to 14, and then I think we just hold up our complete disregard instead of playing like Tidru's Stalwart or Malakir Familiar. If I play the Familiar, I guess I start swinging for 6 a turn, but I don't have any good blocks this turn, and I think it's better, yeah, I think it's better to just use these complete disregards up, killing these things that he puts Slab Hammer on. So here, when he goes to combat, we will complete disregard the Shadow Glider. Well, let's see what else he's doing, I guess. He's playing another Sentinel, which is annoying, but Not the end of the world for us. More mana, man. That's what we really need. All right, so we're going to go ahead and use Complete Disregard right there. Hopefully he doesn't have like Sure Strike or something, but I think we had to do it. We did pretty much have to do it there, so okay, he didn't. So that's good news for us. We take 2, go to 11. And we can basically do the same thing next turn. So that's not too bad. But, you know, we are taking damage. I would love to draw land to be able to play Sludge Crawler too, so I can at least have something else going on. All right. Not a land, but... We do have 1 card exiled, so that's relevant, but... I think maybe this time I just swing with 1 Silent Skimmer. Just to be a little safer. I mean, we have a block ready. To go, and we have our Complete Disregard. Yeah, I think that's what we do. Definitely struggling with lands here. It doesn't help that our opponent... what did he do? Oh, he killed our Lifespring Druid. That didn't help, certainly. So we're in trouble. I mean, up against From Beyond, mana screwed. You know, it's not really where you want to be. But it is where we are. Luckily, Serpentine Spike isn't awesome against us right now. I mean, it's good. Do I make him return a land first? Because in this case, he'll only get to 3 power, so... Yeah, he can even swing with that, which is gross. Yeah, we'll let that happen. If he wants to return a land, I think we're okay with it. And now we're going to use Complete Disregard on it. And then we'll block this guy. Takes us down to 10. We are now officially out of Complete Disregards. Now I think we play Malakir Familiar as kind of our way of dealing whatever he puts Slab Hammer on. But we're in trouble. I mean, with the amount of mana we have, even though our board position, you know, isn't awful, the fact that we just can't draw a 4th land right now is really hurting us. Hey, we drew a 4th land. All right, so we can draw Malakir Familiar and Sludge Crawler now. Then if he has Serpentine Spike, we're in a lot of trouble. Like if I decide to swing with everything here. Void Attendant is pretty tempting. We're up to 2 cards exiled. So, I mean, playing it and then being able to crank out blockers seems pretty good. But I think, you know, right now, I think I'd rather, well, do we swing with just 1 Silent Skimmer? Yeah, probably. It's probably safe. And it's what I'll do. And then I'll play Sludge Crawler. And I'll play Malakir Familiar. If we get to a 5th land, we then have Demon's Grasp ready. So, you know, if our opponent doesn't have a big Haymaker in his hand, we may find a way out of this situation. Right now, if he has Serpentine Spike, it is quite good. It'll kill these 3 creatures. But he also has to give up... I guess he only has to give up 2 Scions. But, you know, it put us in pretty bad shape. But being able to play Void Attendant or Demon's Grasp... I mean, we can play Void Attendant now, but next turn, if we can play Void Attendant and crank out a Scion, we're pretty happy. The Scion would let us play Demon's Grasp next turn, even if the blocking isn't what we want to be doing. So, we now have 6 damage in the air, incidentally, also. So, like, next turn, it's going to be pretty tempting. I mean, I'm probably going to block this Kozilek Sentinel with this Malakir Familiar if he doesn't kill my Familiar. Because it's us continuously, you know, making him invest in Slab Hammer is pretty relevant. I mean, it's the only reason we're alive right now. So, you know, seems pretty good. And then we'd be able to Demon's Grasp whatever he puts it on next. And, you know, things just keep going from there. Okay, he's moving the Slab Hammer, interestingly. I guess it's because he doesn't want... I don't know. I guess it's because his attacks are better this way, but they're not that much better. Honestly, we'll block the big 4. Well, it'll only be 3 actually with our silent skimmer. Although, do I just want to block here so that I force him to reinvest his mana at the end of his turn? Should probably move to blocks. Yeah, I think we do this. I mean, he's going to get a Scion every turn, though, which is the most annoying part. And I guess the Sentinel is just going to be better with it equipped. So I guess I'll do that instead. Trade for the Sentinel. If he has a trick here, we're going to be pretty sad, but we're at low. Take that risk there. So if we draw land here, I'm pretty happy. Although that Rampart is annoying. Land. Aha! Everything's coming together now. Okay, so we're going to attack with both our skimmers. Which drops our opponent down to 6. And we have the option here of either playing... I think we play the Attendant just because it'll get more done right now. Oh, we don't have the green, so it won't get that much done right now, actually. The Stalwart's probably better because it's a 3/4 and can just block the big one. And then we also leave mana up to pump our dude once, so yeah. I mean, the Attendant is tempting because in future turns it'll do some stuff, but I think right now we just want to play a 3/4 Stalwart because it can block any Scion who gets equipped. This game's ended up being better than I thought it would be given our mana state, but our opponent just hasn't had the big finisher. He could still Serpentine Spike us right here, which would basically be game. He'd kill this, he'd kill this, and then he'd swing for 1, 2, 5. That still wouldn't be game. We'd go to 4 and be pretty close to dead, but we'd still have 2 Silent Skimmers and a Demon's Grasp, so that is not bad. All right. He attacks with that, which means he may have a trick. He decided not to bounce something, interestingly. So I'm actually going to assign the Sludge Crawler here and the Stalwart here. And we'll pump our Sludge Crawler. I don't know if he misclicked or what there. May also mean he has some big spell he wants to play. But he's basically giving up 2 mana here by doing what he's doing, so... Drops us to 8. 3, 4, 5. Okay, interesting. He may have Royal's Retribution or something like it, which we can kind of play around. I mean, he can only kill 1 skimmer with it, so I just attack with both skimmers. If I kill this, do I hit? No, it won't be. Still won't be lethal. So yeah, we'll attack with both skimmers, which drops him to 2. All right, we're getting there. Serpentine Spike, what do you do to me this turn? You can kill. If I play this Void Attendant, you can kill all 3 of my blockers. He'll put a Slab Hammer here, but he can still only hit us for 4. So I think we're okay to play our Attendant, who can't make a Scion until next turn, but I think that's okay. Hold on to this island to bluff. You know, why not? And we can still pump our Sludge Crawler once. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. If he has Ruin Processor, he can't gain life off of it, so we still win. All right, we made that one. Made it happen. I beat From Beyond. That was really good games, though. It was a lot of fun to play that match. Hope you enjoyed watching it, too.